Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jo Winter, I'm an indie author. I currently have one book out, sort of. It's on pre-order, Firewitch. Links are all down below for that. It is currently Sunday, the 27th of July. To pick up where we left off with the last vlog, the Amazon driver didn't deliver the proof copy of Firewitch. He decided he couldn't be bothered to walk the few steps across the grass in front of my flat and press the intercom and deliver the parcel. Someone else's parcel also didn't get delivered. Amazon don't care. I have a refund, which is not the point, but I have a refund. They've refunded it. And I just came to the conclusion, which isn't shocking with Amazon, I kind of already knew, it would be more hassle for them. Like, they're going to have to give you a refund anyway, right? So they don't really care what their drivers do and don't do. They don't really care why it didn't get delivered. They're not interested in finding that out. They just give you a refund and move on. And I suppose from a business perspective, it costs them less money because they don't have to employ customer service people, and they don't have to, their employees don't have to spend time passing messages on to the appropriate depot to discipline the driver and say, you can't do that, you shouldn't do that. It's just cheaper for them to just give you a refund and shrug their shoulders. It's worth nothing to them. So I'm not ordering proofs anymore from Amazon. I then thought, well, how am I going to proof this book? So I can either proof it digitally on either one of my e-readers or on my iPad or on my computer. But I wanted to see it physically. I wanted to look at it physically. I wanted to look at how it's laid out on the page and sort of make a decision on whether I like the font, whether I like the chapter headers that I've chosen, the style through Vellum. I wanted to see what the cover looked like. The other main place indie authors get physical books from is Ingram Spark. So I was like, fine, I'll figure out Ingram Spark. So I created an account on Ingram Spark and discovered that I needed an ISBN. This is one of those things, the issues have been not American. So everything that I'd read and seen about Ingram Spark was like, oh, you can get a free one, it's fine, you don't need to buy your own ISBNs. And I was like, oh, why isn't it giving me that option? So I Googled it and it was like, jokes, UK people can't have a free ISBN. And I'm like, I don't know why, but I can't. So I can't use Ingram Spark until I bought my own ISBNs. So I'm going to have to buy ISBNs. I currently don't have the money to buy ISBNs. My money is just doing other things this month. So I was like, right, now what? Questions. So I previously used Lulu, who are a print-on-demand company, for the spiral-bound copy of Firewitch that I had. This was draft one, Firewitch. So I thought, I know that they deliver via Royal Mail. Royal Mail, most of the time, do actually come into the building. So in theory, it should get delivered, right? So I was like, right, okay, I'm just going to order it from Lulu. So that's what I've done. It cost £12. The Amazon proof, by comparison, was £7, just under £7. That is on the way. It's going to take a while to get here. It's currently estimated delivery is like middle of August. If that copy gets here, middle of August, I have time to proofread the book and get the final files uploaded onto Amazon, etc. So that's where we're at. So I'm waiting for that. I'm working on draft 2 of book 2. I'm about 9,000 words in at the moment. It's a combination of editing passages that have already been written plus writing new stuff. It's going slowly. I am currently trying to figure TikTok out. I just need a system for TikTok. My brain is a bit in overwhelm. I'm looking at it and thinking, I don't know how to keep track of what I'm posting because I'm trying to post every day on TikTok, which when I was doing it was working. It's making my brain hurt. It's nearly lunchtime, so I'm probably going to go have some lunch and then do some writing this afternoon and figure stuff out as I go along, basically. Hello, good morning. It is Monday, the 4th of August. It is early morning currently, about 10 to 6. I've had a terrible weekend, topped off by a terrible night's sleep last night. Almost didn't get up this morning and decided to sleep in, but I didn't think half an hour was going to make much difference considering I'm currently working on book 2. I'm drafting, sort of. I'm drafting parts and copying and pasting and Frankensteining in old parts from a couple of different drafts. Not 100% sure it's working well. I'm having issues with Act 1. I spent far too long on Act 1, sort of changing it from the outline, moving a certain event around. But anyway, I just decided to move past it, leave it as it is for now and come back to it in edits, because otherwise I feel like I could spend the next 6 months just hitting my head against the brick wall that is Act 1. The best thing to do sometimes is just to move past it, get it the best you can, and then see what it looks like when you've reached the end, because it always looks different when you get to the end. I also, last week, which is the last clip you saw, I think, worked on re-outlining A Scribe of Secrets and Shadows, which is kind of, I was trying to say realise it earlier this year, and I wasn't happy with it, so I stopped and I took it down. But I've got a different idea for it, and I am going to write the whole thing this time before I start publishing it, and I think I'm going to publish it differently, but we'll see. That's a potentially next year thing that I'm kind of excited about. So I worked on that on Wednesday morning. I had some free time because I'd been to the dentist, so I took the morning off work. So I just went and sat in the library and did some work there before heading to work for the afternoon. That was really nice. I really enjoyed that. I have been working on book 2 for the rest of the week and just feeling increasingly a bit miserable with myself. I don't know, I think it's just one of those things that happens to me sometimes. I'm going to do some writing, try and stay awake. I'll catch up with you hopefully during the week, do a bit of a better job of vlogging this week. So I've just come in from work. I have a parcel. I have a parcel that is my book. That is Firewitch, hopefully. I don't have words. This isn't the first time I have held a book that I've written in my hands. I have some old ones that I did very basic covers for that weren't edited, that I just got printed just because I won NaNoWriMo a couple of times and had free codes. All you had to do was pay the postage, so I thought, well, why not? But this is the first book with a professional cover that has been edited that is being published. It's got my bio in the back and also by, which is very, very short at the moment, on the title page. I'm going to keep the dedication quiet just for me for now. I was worried doing it from Lulu. This is the KDP cover, and I was worried that it wouldn't print correctly, it'd be sized wrong, but it's perfect. I can't believe it. That's my book. I don't know, it doesn't feel real. It really doesn't feel real. So that's that. It's Friday evening. Can't stop looking at it. I'm going to be carrying it about with me all the time. I don't know, I'm just so looking forward to just having a shelf full of books that I've written and published. It looks like a proper book. And I'm just getting so much imposter syndrome just sitting here looking at it. But yeah, that was really it. So it is Friday evening. I'm still working on book 2. I'm about 25,000 words in, which isn't bad. I'm not loving it right now. I don't know what it is. I think there's just an element of it that I'm having real trouble getting right. And I think because it's something that this book kind of teases, hints at, builds up to, I feel like it has to be perfect, and it's just getting to that point where it's perfect. The frustrating thing is that I know it's going to have to go through an editor and beta readers, multiple rounds of those things before it's good, and that's frustrating me. It's been a long week at work. I'm glad it's now the weekend. Had a bit of a rubbish day yesterday, and that's just me being me. Challenging day today just because of the job. Anyway, that's where we're at. It's now Saturday afternoon. I'm really tired. I'm currently working on book 2. This book is driving me up the wall. I'm at about 24,000 words. I think I was explaining another day, possibly yesterday, there's just an element of this book that I'm really having trouble getting right, getting in the right place, happening in the right way. I'm trying it a fourth way. So there was the way I outlined it in the first place. Then I changed my mind and did it a completely different way. Then I changed my mind and had to go back and revise the earlier chapters to alter the placement of this other thing. Then I decided I didn't like that. So then I went back and revised those early chapters yet again to make this thing happen later. And now I've decided I didn't really like that. So now I'm revising not all of the earlier chapters, but just I'm on chapter 9 at the moment. Chapter 9 and 10 are just getting revised. I've changed my outline for about the 5th time. And I am not somebody who goes back. I am very much a person, a writer who I start and I go through to the end and then I go back to revise. But the problem is, because this thing that is happening within the story is very central to this book, is very important in the context of the whole series, and impacts the way I write the other chapters, I can't carry on knowing that the way I'm writing the chapters might need to be rewritten because I kind of don't like what I've done earlier, if that makes any sense. It's difficult without giving specifics, but in this instance, I'm having to go back and change it because I can't carry on knowing that what I'm writing is probably going to have to change anyway. It feels like a waste of time to write a bunch of chapters, to write another sort of 50,000 words, to know that I'm probably going to have to delete them and rewrite it anyway. But I'm getting tired of redoing this bit. It's getting annoying and frustrating, and I'm starting to lose a little bit of motivation. I thought I'd fixed it a couple of days ago, and I was happy, and I was like, right, we're moving forward. And then I just thought, you know what, this isn't working. We're redoing it yet again. I'm sort of stuck on the chapter 8, 9, 10 area now. I'm really getting a bit fed up of it, but I shall persevere. I just need to push on with this and just try and just get to chapter 11, get to a new chapter that I haven't already done once. It's now Sunday the 17th of August. I have absolutely no idea what the last clip was that I filmed. I have no motivation. I don't know why. I think there's been a couple of things that's probably affected it. My motivation has just sort of wandered off somewhere. It doesn't seem to want to come back. It's gone on its summer holidays. I have worked on book 2 this week, as you will have seen from the b-roll. I have actually worked on book 2 this week. I'm currently sitting at almost 30,000 words. I don't feel like it's very good. I always find it hard to judge. So right now, I feel like it's all rubbish and I shouldn't even bother, and I should just scrap the entire thing and just forget even trying to write book 2 at all. But I don't know if that's my state of mind that is affecting how I'm seeing the book, because it can do, or whether it's a case of that's objective and the book isn't very good and that's affecting my state of mind, or whether it's a bit of both. I think there's an element of, I think about all the work that went into this one to get to this point. I still haven't proofread this, by the way. That's a job that needs doing. But I think about all the drafts that I did of this, all of the changes that I made to this, all of the ways it is so different from the first draft that I wrote, or even the second draft that I wrote. I think that's affecting my motivation to work on book 2, because I'm looking at then book 2 and thinking, well, it's crap, so why am I bothering? Because I'm going to send it off to an editor or beta readers or whatever I decide to do, and they're going to tell me all the things that are wrong with it. So why am I think there's an element of that, and I think I'm looking at it all. I'm looking at the entire process I now know I have to go through because I've been through it with this, and thinking, what's the point? Because this draft is rubbish anyway. This draft is going to have to change, so why am I bothering writing it? But of course I have to write this draft in order to send it to the editors and the beta readers, etc., to get the feedback to make it better. But I think there's just a weird thing going on in my head where I'm like, well, what's the point? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't think what I planned for this channel and for Substack is going to work, so I'm rethinking that again. So that's my frame of mind. To make myself feel better, I have bought myself a new pair of headphones. I'm aware that the new headphones will not change anything. However, it will make me feel temporarily better for a very short period of time. I'm gonna go and see if I can do some work now. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Something